Good morning. Happy Thursday, everyone. So we're at the office today, and I just wanted to run through with everybody sort of a few questions that we get asked, and important questions that you really should be asking a real estate agent if you are considering buying a property in Spain. One of the main ones is how to do it. Most people would be familiar with how to buy a property in the UK, but then they come to Spain and things are slightly different here. And they work in a much better way, both for the buyer and the seller. So as soon as you found a property, the first thing that we would do is request the paperwork and pay a small holding deposit. That takes the property off the market, and that's usually €6,000. So once you've paid that, the property comes off the market, nobody else sees it, and your lawyer can actually then start doing all the legal searches, checking the property, and making sure everything's in place. From there, we would go through to signing the private purchase contract, and you pay 10%. This is then a fully legally binding contract. They are legally bound to sell you the property, you're legally bound to buy it, and at this point, nothing really ever goes wrong. It's a very solid contract. And then from there, straight through to completion. Completion can be very quick. Chains don't happen here either like they do in the UK. There is no chain selling, so it's a very simple transaction between two people. And it can happen anywhere between sort of 4 to 6 weeks is the average. So slightly different from what you'd expect in the UK, but a very straightforward, easy process. And of course, we're here to help you. You know, that's what we do. From every step of the way, we will be there to make sure that you're fully informed, you know what's happening, and you know what your next step would have to be. Which brings me on to the next point, which is a very important question to ask your real estate agent, is should I have a lawyer? And the answer to that is absolutely. It is a fundamental part of the process. The lawyer makes sure the property is legal. He makes sure it has its first occupancy license. He makes sure that there's no debts on that property. And that is really something, when you're buying a property abroad, that is so important. There really is to have a good lawyer. Now, you can find a lawyer online, of course, but we do have a selection of lawyers that we would be more than happy to recommend to you. And then from there, you can make your own decision on who you would work with. Another important thing to think about is finance, of course. How are you actually going to finance the property? Now, you may have funds readily available in the UK, and it would be a cash purchase. If that is the situation, then it is hugely important that you use a currency company to transfer those funds over from sterling into euros. Why? No bank charges. The best possible exchange rate you can imagine. Many people just do a straightforward bank transfer and they lose thousands in the process. So if you are a cash buyer, fantastic, but make sure you use a currency company to change the money over. If you're looking to get finance, again, there's a couple of options available to you. You could maybe remortgage your property in the UK to release capital, or you could take out a Spanish mortgage. We work with a number of the top banks here in Spain, and again can put you in contact with people. Even before you come to Spain, we can arrange for someone to speak to you just to work out exactly what your buying power is, and that's very important. What you don't want to do is come over thinking that you're in a position to spend a certain amount of money, find the property of your dreams, and then it turns out that actually the numbers don't actually add up. So by pre-qualifying for a mortgage before you come over is a really good thing to do. And of course, we can help you with that. What you can expect with a Spanish mortgage is currently around between 50 and 60% of the purchase value. And then the rest of that and the costs you would have to pay on top. So purchase costs, typically 10 to 12% of the purchase value. You have 7% transfer tax, and the other is made up of notary, land registry, lawyers' fees. And if you're going to get a mortgage, there's mortgage fees as well. So unfortunately, fees are a little high, but we can explain all of those to you when we see you, and make sure that you're very comfortable with how you're going to finance it. So I think I've spoken enough for one day. If you want more information and you've got any questions, then please feel free to contact me. My email address is info@casafirst.es, and you'll find my contact telephone number and quite a lot of information as well on the website. And hopefully we'll see you soon here in Estepona.